Ensemble.
And I'm Paige. I'm Callie.
I'm Becca.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm Devin.
And these are our It Gets Better stories.
When I went into middle school, I was the odd kid out. I dressed differently. I wasn't as skinny as the other girls. I didn't wear makeup, and I was just awkward. I was an easy target for other people. Soon I was being teased about behind my back or ostracized because of my appearance. I was excluded from groups, and I would hear nasty comments about me from not only my peers but adults around me. After a year of walking through the halls alone and excluded, I just couldn't take it anymore, so I decided to leave. I went to another school that was absolutely amazing, and I found somebody who was excited to let me be myself. I went back to my middle school last year, and I stood in those halls for the first time actually proud of who I was. And I realized at that moment that the halls weren't as lonely as I thought they were when I went there. That they had changed for me. It got better.
When I was in 6th grade, I moved to a new town, and I started everything over. I didn't have any friends here, didn't know anybody, so I started going to this one youth group, and it went well for a couple weeks, and then I started hearing people say bad things about me, and I saw people giving me dirty looks, and apparently some of the girls there didn't like me because I was new or different or something, and so they made up a bunch of things about me and spread them around, and there was this one girl who stood by me through it all who went there, and she just told me that they were jealous and ignorant, and it turned out that it was totally true, and it got better.
Growing up, I always had the same group of friends. We shared everything. We were always over at each other's houses. We reached middle school around 7th or 8th grade, and my eyeliner started getting a little bit darker, and I started making new friends. And suddenly, I stopped getting phone calls, I stopped getting invited to go over to people's houses, and I was just completely cut off from my old group of friends. It hurt a lot, and I didn't really have anybody to go to for a long time. But very recently this year, about 3 years after we all stopped being friends, we started growing closer together. We're not as close as we were before, but I'm satisfied and content because all that matters is that we're all friends again. Everything gets better with a little bit of time and effort.
I have a really close friend, and about 1.5 to 2 years ago, she came out of the closet as being bisexual. She got teased a lot and made fun of every single day, and for a while she remained being bisexual, and eventually she came out as being a lesbian. And when she came out as being completely gay, people were extremely rude and crude and harsh and mean to her every day. People went to the extent of not even talking to her and telling her extremely rude comments, just not even, you can't even justify it. Like, it's so wrong. And I know it really, really hurts people when they're made fun of that way, but whenever you find a good group of people that really care about you and love you and accept you for who you are, things get a lot better. And I know that it did for her. And now she's a lot more comfortable in her skin, and she's learned to block out the ignorant people and just love her for who she is. Gets better.
When I was younger, my family moved about every year since like 3rd grade to most recently like 8th grade. But 6th grade summer we moved, and I went to a new school, and I was outcasted because of the clothes I wear and the styles I was into. And the majority of the people there were in the camo, and they were bigger than me, and they all decided that they could pick on me and stuff. And so first while I was just picked on and teased non-stop. And then they started actually getting physical, and they would hit me, and I ended up in fights a lot. And not because I wanted to fight. I don't like fighting unless I have to, or I'm really mad, but I was just down. I didn't know what to do. And so not knowing what to do, one night I went to my parents and bawled my eyes out and asked them if we could move, and we moved and I went to Flat Rock Middle School and met these two, who are the best people I've ever met. And I've got a whole new group of friends who don't judge me for anything and would never think about even saying anything hurtful towards me in any way. It gets better. We've all had our rough times, but regardless, it always got better.
It gets 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 better.
Thumbs up.